Hello everyone, this is Rob. Today I'm going to give you a little treat. This is a Logic Pro template. It is a completed track, mixed, arranged, everything, and it's just right here in front of you. I got it from a website called WeMakeDanceMusic.com, and it was $20, and I got it back in 2014, I think. It's a really great sounding track. It was produced by a fellow named Chris G. That's the information that they give on the website. And I'm just going to play it, and then after we're finished listening to it, we'll talk about it. And so there we have it. I think that is really an amazing job. And there's a lot to learn. And the thing about it is that you can learn by digging into the template. And for $20, if you're on Logic Pro 10, you can go into the automation, dig in. You can go into all of the instruments, all of the EQ settings. You can look at the overall arrangement, like little tricks like here. He introduces the plucks right here. And then he opens them up right here. And then he builds them up right here. Then he goes into the drop. It's really well done. And I'll admit, I'm not as good as this guy. I'm sure this guy is making pretty good living as a ghost producer. Don't really know who he is other than Chris G. Let me see if I can pull up this. Here's the link, wemakedancemusic.com. I'll paste the link in the description. Producer Chris G. The only thing you really need is you need Logic, and then Massive and Silent. That's it. Everything else is done with Logic plugins, which is it's impressive in its own. Oh, and you also need Valhalla Room Reverb, just the Valhalla Room, not the Vintage Verb or any of the other ones, just Valhalla Room. And he's got a lot of all the settings for those. I mean, every setting that was used in this project, in this track, can be saved to a preset to any of these instruments that are used, any of the plugins used. Let me show you something here. Well, that's Massive. Let's go to these are all massive. Oh, here's Silent. Okay, he did that one from scratch. What I was looking for was he did that one. If you look through, and what I found is on some of these, that's Massive 2. Let's see here, which one is there it is, Losaw. I think this is the one. You get sample sound sets from some of the biggest sound design companies out there. I think he's got one from what's that big one? The name escapes me right now, but there were 2 or 3 even sample sound sets from I can't remember the name of that big one that does all the Silent ones. But yeah, so you can just dig in through here, and like for example, there's sounds here that I ended up using, like this one here. This is he calls it the Atmo plug. And you can see exactly how he did it just by looking through the settings. You can even copy the channel strip and use it. You can use it in a later project. You got all of the bass layers here. Let me just play the, where is it here? Bass bus. You've got all the bass layers. And there's just a lot of interesting things that he does. The routing for all of the side chaining of the reverb, it's a little bit complex, so I would rate this as intermediate to advanced. But if you just trace everything around and find out how he did it, you can reproduce it yourself. It's done with a sidechain trigger. It's not done with like LFO tool. So yeah, the point that I want to make is when you listen to something like this, you can get a lot of inspiration in a lot of different areas. Inspiration for arrangement, inspiration for just trying stuff, throwing stuff up on the screen and seeing how it sounds, and just trying stuff, because this is, it's got a lot of ear candy, a lot of interest. It's well composed song. So there's a lot of fertile ground here for inspiration for one of your own tracks. And I actually studied this template, and then I produced my own track. It didn't come out mixed as well, but it did get signed, and it's called well, I can't remember what it's called. Okay. uh, no, I think it's called Catwalk. Yeah, Catwalk. That's what it is. If you want to look at my SoundCloud. Anyhow, so yeah, it's really a good deal. $20 for a template that sounds this good, that's professionally produced, and you'll learn a lot of techniques. I mean, firsthand. I mean, you can even just steal them. One thing they don't allow you to do is if you come up with a track that's derived on this track, the melodies cannot sound similar. That's the only stipulation. So you have all these effects here that you can use. You've got percussion up here that you can use, and of course all of the silent presets. So you really have a lot of value here. So that's just an idea, because sometimes I get kind of tunnel vision on a track, and then listening to something like this and kind of checking out what other guys do, it's inspirational. So I hope this was an inspiration to you. And again, it's WeMakeDanceMusic.com. The title of this is Trance 2.0 by Chris G. And I'd recommend it if you're in Logic. It's a no-brainer for $20. Just buy it. You'll be amazed. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.